I'm Jason Martinez. I'm the director of this film. I'm working with my team, with Lily and Julia, to actually find out what happened to Elisa Lam, find out all the unsolved mysteries, and also to shed some light on the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles.
Back during Christmas break, I watched this Japanese horror movie called Dark Waters, and it basically is about this family who moves into a haunted apartment where, spoiler alert, this little girl drowns, and she drowns in a water tank at the top of the apartment, and her ghost just haunts the apartment. And after I watched it, I looked up more info on it on the internet and found that the same thing actually happened in real life.
Elisa Lam from Vancouver, Canada. Her body found in one of the hotel's 4 water towers that feeds into the hotel's taps.
Nobody knows how she got there. They needed to use huge machines, heavy machinery, in order to open the water tank just to get her out. So it's kind of absurd that she was able to get there in the first place and no one really understands what happened. There are a lot of theories as to how Elisa got there and how she died, and none of them have been proven, although the death was officially ruled accidental.
The most popular one, and the one that most people go with, was mental illness, because she suffered from bipolar disorder and she was taking antidepressants and a bunch of other drugs to help treat her condition.
Anticonvulsants, anti-epileptic, and mood stabilizer. She had a history of epilepsy.
And so people think that that might have had something to do with it. Maybe she had a psychotic breakdown.
Another thing is some people say that she was being chased and murdered.
There was a video that leaked online of her walking into an elevator, and it's like this elevator footage of her, and it's really, really strange and really creepy. She's not acting normal. The elevator's malfunctioning.
One of the theories that people have posted about this is that there's paranormal involvement. This theory is strengthened by the fact that the Cecil Hotel has been home to many serial killers in the past.
The serial killer Richard Ramirez, who just tore through the 1980s with killing. I think he had over 25 accounts of rape, murder, and burglary.
The Black Dahlia murderer was rumored to stay there. It's actually what American Horror Story Hotel is based off of. So a lot of people are convinced that the hotel's haunted and that the Elisa Lam case had something to do with like demonic possession or poltergeist activity, or something paranormal was involved.
We're here at the Health Science Center at USC to interview Dr. David Barron about some of the mental issues that Elisa Lam had and some of the medication and side effects.
Now this was right before she was found in the...
Yeah, this was the same night, a few hours ago.
Well, she clearly looked like she was suspicious. She looked at the numbers. It's like she looked out of the elevator both ways. So it looked as if she might have felt threatened, felt frightened. Why it didn't look to be the result of bipolar disorder or manic depression is typically the behavior you see is more elevated. People get more irritable, not necessarily suspicious. In fact, there is a grandiosity that goes along with that. The idea of bipolar disorder, unless it was a kind of a conscious suicide attempt, bipolar patients they have some of the highest risk for suicide.
Yeah, I don't know, I feel like I know people that have bipolar disorder, and I can't say I've ever seen them act the way that she was acting in that video.
Right. That was another interesting thing that I thought, is that he was like, oh no. Like right from the start, he was like, this isn't biporter.
I know, yeah. That was
really
the first thing, when he was watching the video, that was the first thing he said.
I thought that was really, because I was like, oh, well, okay.
Because it seemed like, it didn't even seem like mania. It seemed like some kind of psychotic break, basically.
There's also the demonology part. Now, we had 2 interviews. One was with Shauna the Psychic. She kind of felt more secular, whereas the other guy that we interviewed, Fidel, he was more of a Catholic background.
I do believe that there could possibly be something paranormal going on in this particular case. If not directly involving her death, it could be something that's kind of throwing some shadow on some of the details.
That hotel is very notorious for housing serial killers, so it has a lot of history, a lot of residual energy.
The Cecil Hotel and that area right there is just an absolute hotspot for negative activity.
It does look like she's influenced by some evil forces or some kind of forces.
She could have been possessed or being influenced by a spirit.
I do believe the depression and anxiety and all those cloudiness, they call it, attracts evil spirits. So they've dealt with a lot of cases like that.
Looking at the tape and her behavior, it seems to have been a spirit that wasn't very nice, even possibly not human. Whether that means that she was just possessed, which is very, very rare for that to happen, or if it was just something influencing her. It's not unheard of for people to behave that way while being influenced or attacked by a spirit.
So if you add her frequency of depression and you put her in a place where a guy murdered a lot of people and that energy is there, you know, maybe that guy's spirit looking for her or something.
All right, so now we're going to the Cecil Hotel, and we're going to try to investigate a few things.
It's rebranded as a Stay on Main now, but I've seen pictures and videos, and there's like still an old wall painting that says Cecil Hotel. Ah, look! What? It says Hotel Cecil. Oh, what? On the foul play thing, everyone who saw her at the hotel that day said that she was alone, and she is alone in the video, but appears to be talking to someone.
Yeah.
So I don't know if foul play is. I mean, it seems like the obvious answer, but there's literally no evidence to suggest that it happened. Like, they did a test and a rape kit to see if there was any foul play. There was no trauma to her body, nothing like that.
Guess who lived in 1403 below us? Richard Ramirez, a serial killer. Or directly above.
Well, if there's evil energy anywhere, it's here.
Look, it's before the hotel got rebranded.
Brought this ghost meter, this ghost detector. So let's get the initial reading out.
Maybe like once we get to the 14th floor, it'll just go crazy.
Or the fourth floor, the 14th or the 4th.
That thing hasn't gone up anywhere else in this whole on this whole trip.
Yeah.
Until on that spot on the 4th floor. This one.
Oh boy.
Like a
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
So Elisa Lam lived in this hallway. Oh, that's interesting.
I hate this so much.
Fine, we're fine. When I went up there, it went straight up to 5. Like, it did not play around.
Right out. We should go back and check.
Are we all gonna go? We're all going? Right here. That was weird though. That was weird because there was no wires. There's no nothing. That was 100% real.
That was a rush.
Oh my
And it
God.
happened twice. That wasn't like some faulty weird.
But it was literally the same wing. Like her room was in that hallway.
Yes.
The fire escape is down.
Oh shit.
Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys.
You could definitely get up to there. Should we get up?
But if one of us took like a phone or a GoPro, because like they probably noticed if all of us went, but if like 1 or 2 of us went up, we could probably sneak past.
I mean, she did.
Alright, here we are on the roof. This is exactly where her body was found, up in those water tanks over there. The window to the fire escape was unlocked, and we just literally climbed up a ladder to get up here. Like, it was that easy. She totally could have done it this way. She must have climbed that really long, like,
ladder and then like went down.
climbed down from there.
We're good. Dude, we got footage of the fucking water tanks.
The only way we figured out, like, the only
There's a
way that
ladder.
she could have possibly gone in is like if she climbed, there was like a ladder behind the water tanks. It was like a really tall one, and it led to like this white platform that was above the water tanks.
Yeah.
So the only way that was feasible for her to climb in is if she like climbed up the ladder, got onto the platform, and jumped down.
She would have to jump down. That's not easy. So once she's on top of the water tank, then she's gotta undo it.
She definitely went up via the fire escape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's only 2 ways.
There's
It's
a
either
two, but
that.
they have alarms. Like, why would you even try that?
It's either that or the door with the alarm, which
Mm-hmm.
will sound, and the alarm didn't sound, so you clearly could have. She
Exactly.
just totally climbed the fire escape. Day 2, we're gonna get some last minute footage before we leave, so time to wake up the boys. For a long time, people thought this was the only way to the roof. I don't think Elisa took this way, otherwise the alarm clearly would have sounded.
It's 412, right?
Is this the room? So she had a roommate clearly, because these are connected rooms, and basically in like the newspaper reports and stuff, her roommate reported her acting very strangely, and so she got moved to a single room instead.
Wow.
There's nothing electronic there.
There's nothing electric up there.
The buttons. In the video, you can see she clearly presses this row of buttons, but the 14th one doesn't light up. Yeah, see, like, we're on the 4th floor, so this one won't light up.
She was clearly on the 14th floor.
So after examining all the evidence and staying in the hotel and seeing it for ourselves, my theory on Elisa Lam's death is that on the night of her death, she was experiencing something of a psychotic breakdown.
It was nothing but a freak accident. Elisa Lam went up to the water tanks for a swim and drowned.
I personally believe that it was just an accident.
She was depressed, she was lonely, she needed something to do.
In a lot of her blog posts, she writes about how she's feeling more impulsive lately, and I think that's got to do with your depression.
In the elevator video, you can see her crazy paranoid activity and behavior, and then you see her talking to someone who actually isn't there. So I think that she thought she was being followed, and as we saw, the fire escape roof exit is extremely easy to climb up.
So she probably got up onto the fire escape.
And then once up there, the paranoia was still with her, so she decided to climb into a water tank and hide in there.
Opened the little hatch to one of the water tanks.
Now, people say the water tanks are too heavy to open up, but I realize it's not, you don't open up the entire water tank, there's a little square, and that shouldn't be that difficult to open up.
Eventually, you know, there's no getting out. She either hit her head, had a seizure, and just drowned that way, or she just straight up drowned from exhaustion.
Or hypothermia or whatever, but the point is she drowned.
She would get bogged down by her clothes and therefore take them off so she could swim.
She didn't get murdered, she didn't kill herself.
It's a really weird case, and there are so many unanswered questions to it still, but I think based on the stuff that we found, I personally believe that it was just an accident.